What's happening, everyone, and welcome to the Club with Super 6. Manchester City versus Tottenham, a fixture that has been very unkind to Manchester City over the years. We're going to preview it here, and helping me do so is none other than the wonderful Lawrence Buvey and the iconic Flavio Briatore. Flav, obviously, welcome. Generally speaking, when Buvey comes up against anyone in these circumstances, presumably Buvey's very confident, and most people will assume that the Man City fan is going to be on top here. But this is the one occasion, perhaps in the Premier League, where a Tottenham fan can actually go into this fixture feeling quite confident. History has been very kind to Tottenham in this game, hasn't it?
Weirdly, yeah. And there's been times where we didn't have a chance against Manchester City. Certainly over two legs in Champions League, those massive clutch moments that have always gone Spurs' way. You haven't scored a goal at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's weird.
Ridiculous.
It's hard to explain. Football is a strange sport sometimes, and this is one of those examples of it.
And last year was Harry Kane, wasn't it? It was Harry Kane's hat-trick.
Yeah.
Does it affect things that you're going into this without Kane? With Postecoglou, but without Kane?
What affects this, like any other game at Spurs at the moment, is the injuries we've got. I would have been confident going into this game if we hadn't had the injuries and the suspensions.
And what about now?
I'm much less confident because we're essentially going to have a back line of Dyer and Davies as a part of our centre-back pairing, which against Brentford would be a problem. Against QPR would be a problem. Against Manchester City, it's going to be a massive challenge. But if we were fit, I think we're the best first 11 in the Premier League.
Okay. How are you feeling?
We would have beaten Man City with that.
Does the history of this fixture affect things? Are you more nervous going into a game against Tottenham than you are anyone else in the league? You've got to be, right?
Anfield away is hard. Some of the United games because of refereeing decisions, but it is actually Spurs in terms of the hardest game. There's a weird mentality thing with Guardiola, how we approach the Champions League games, the Premier League games last season. It's just again, football's a very nostalgic sport, and football players remember things for a lot longer than they probably need to.
Is there anyone in that Tottenham squad who terrifies you? In fact, is there anyone in the Tottenham squad who you would like to be a Man City player?
I'll take James Maddison in a heartbeat.
Better than Nunes, isn't it?
Nunes has not hit the ground running. Apart from that, I don't think anyone gets into the City 11.
I think
anyone you take from them?
I think
who is it? Who would be the number one pick? Because you could
right now
Ruben
Haaland
Diaz or
no Diaz, surely. So centre half. John Stones.
No, imagine there with Haaland though. Everything's just
they got defender. They got Ben Davies and Eric Dyer.
For this game, it would definitely be a centre back, 100%.
So if you were to take one player, it would be Haaland.
Probably, Haaland.
Fair enough. What about? Let's do this. Let's do a combined 11 Premier League era. So all of the iconic players that have played for Tottenham, like Steve Sedgley and people like that, you can bring them all in.
The neck is what we used to call him. All right. I mean, I'd give it a go. It's still going to be a challenge.
Let's give it a go. Who's the goalie of an all-time Premier League 11?
It's Ederson for us, yeah. But Joe Hart is a big shout as well. But
who's your best keeper of the Premier League era?
Lloris.
Is he the best?
Yeah, I mean, there was periods where he was excellent. He was considered to be in the top three in the Premier League, I think. But
Ian Walker.
You don't agree, no.
Not Eric Torsman.
Paul Robinson.
No. Eric Torsman.
No. Look, it said Ederson is the correct answer. Let's just get on with
it. Okay. Who would be your
Carl
Ben
Walker?
White,
left back.
Yeah,
I think Danny Rose at his peak was better than any left back that Man City have had.
It's interesting because he's a little bit of a vulnerability for you.
But then would you take Nathan Ake in terms of what he did in the Champions League final, what he did in the treble winning season? I know he's not a left back, but I think you'd rather take in a big game versus Danny Rose. He can lose his head. Danny Rose.
I think you take a left back over a centre half playing left back. To be honest,
does Nathan Ake at left back perform at a higher level than Danny Rose ever did? I'd argue he did. Of course,
he doesn't.
Champions League final.
Yeah, but Danny Rose also was a part of us getting to...
Hang on, Danny Rose is overall... There may be moments, Champions League final, for example, but Danny Rose overall, over the course of a season, is a better left-back than Nathan Ake.
In his prime, he was fantastic.
So I'm going Danny Rose. 1-1. Weird, I didn't expect that. Should we do right-back?
Right back, Carl Walker, but Tottenham.
You're going to agree on this, aren't you?
City's Carl Walker.
Tottenham's Carl Walker is right back.
You're going to agree, okay.
But do you know what? How much he was so raw when he came to City, and we spent 50 million. It says how good Guardiola is. To make someone as good as Carl Walker was at Spurs, even better.
You are giving Guardiola credit for Carl Walker being
making him a better player. No.
Lads, you know what I think you need to do though on this?
Agree.
I reckon you need to argue about things you need to argue about rather than argue things about things you agree. That was amazing. You two were having an argument and you agreed. What are you going to be like now? Who are the two centre halves? If you're going to put one on the table, Flav.
I'm going to put
Gary Mabbott.
I'm going to say Alderweireld. or Vertonghen.
Not Sol Campbell.
And I would put
No, but I'm not bantering.
obviously that's ridiculous.
Can I ask you a question here?
In terms
And
of
I know you
quality.
don't want to answer this, but if you were being totally honest,
Don't answer me that.
Okay.
Don't answer me that.
I think I know the answer. Then
You-
it
what-
would be.
what-
Take
you-
emotion out of it.
It would be Sol Campbell.
No, it wouldn't. He
Take
wouldn't.
emotion out of
would.
it. He wanted to
He
join
was
a
never
bigger
that
club.
good.
I'm not even going to say his name, let alone talk about him.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
So and who would be? So Alderweireld versus.
It'd be Ruben Diaz and Vincent Kompany in the combined 11 for me. I think
Not
Company's
Stones, I thought you were gonna say
legacy.
Stones, Booth.
I love Stones probably more than both of them in terms of what you can do technically on the ball. But Company has to be there for legacy
Yes.
shout and for doing
Company.
it across 3 different managers. He's won the Premier League with Pellegrini, Mancini, and Guardiola. And then it has to be Ruben Diaz. Since he's come to the Premier League, he's not won the Premier League title.
Okay, Ruben Diaz, I think is fair. Is it Alderweireld or Vertonghen? If you're putting one on the
I
table,
think Company played on the right hand side of the centre back pairing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then
you
I
could
would
go
take
all
Vertonghen.
Belgian. You could make it a bit of an
I would
international
take
thing.
Vertonghen.
Vertonghen left.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to be
I
a
think
football
the
manager
thing,
about it,
what Vertonghen would have done if he played under Guardiola, you would be talking about him in the same level as you would Diaz.
not Diaz. Maybe
I don't
maybe
know. I don't know
Guardiola.
what to do here. Can you two agree? Can you make this work as a centre halves, or are you
I
saying
just
it's
don't
both
think you can
cities?
drop. Can you drop Ruben Diaz since he's come to the Premier League? He's been a revelation. He's been a
Yeah,
generational
he's
centre
been
back,
better,
and then
yeah.
Vincent Kompany's top 5 ever in the Premier League era.
It's more Man City. Sorry, centre
All
halves.
right.
3 midfielders. Should we do 3?
Luka Modric is in there, hands down.
Yeah.
Over Yaya Toure, over Fernandinho,
Over any of your
over
midfielders
Rod-
ever.
Can I throw some out? And
Luka
Roy-
Modric is genuinely.
Is Modric better in Premier League era? Not when he actually went to Real Madrid and actually won trophies. Is he better than Yaya Toure, Fernandinho,
Yeah.
Rodri?
Yes, he's better than all of them.
Let's do it in positions. Who's playing at the back of this midfield 3?
Let's at the base. It's Rodri.
Do you know
Prime.
what I can work out here? There is room for Luka Modric in this.
There's
Yeah,
also
there
room
is.
for another Spurs player,
Go on.
Musa Dembele.
Do you know what's very funny that
Come
you mentioned?
on.
Do you know what's very funny that you mentioned him?
What?
I saw a clip. I don't know if you've seen it. I saw this on Saturday
I know what you're talking
Social.
about.
I was on the Saturday Social, and Joe Tomlinson had gone to meet a load of players. He asked the best player that they've played with, like iconic footballers. Anybody that had said anybody that had played with Musa Dembele said Musa Dembele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, Luka Modric, basically
But we've all
everybody.
got stories like that, haven't
Yeah,
we?
no, but
we all had a mate down the park who was the next best thing. My
Mate,
local.
they
football
all
club.
love
Can
Musa
I-
Dembele.
but can I just
like
say-
such high praise from
Boom.
such high.
Can I
Everyone,
just-
Southampton fans love Matt Letizia.
Can I just say though, is that they're going to know, aren't they? Because they played with him. You're just a bloke on the club.
Yeah.
And that's a great, fine thing.
Bit rude. okay. Who did you say?
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
a fine thing. But what I'm saying is the difference is they know. You can't- you can't- your
Dembele's
knowledge-
an awful
We
shout
can't- we
in the
can't-
spectrum of Yaya Toure, David Silva, De Bruyne.
I think we've given Musa Dembele the plaudits he deserves by acknowledging that basically anyone that played
Long
with
as
him
Modric-
said he was a goat. You know, they called him the goat. That
I
was
know.
what they all said.
I know, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
that
The
played
goat
with him.
of what? Winning 0 trophies.
Again, you
It's
got.
crazy.
He was
but
better at Fulham.
I would have agreed with you
Yeah.
if I wasn't sitting next to Joe Tomlinson and Smithy listening to the clip. It was amazing.
Yeah,
They
I've
all
seen that
said
clip
it.
as well. Yeah,
They all said
it does arounds on Twitter.
No, it was
They
sad.
were talking about real footballers. We're talking about treble-winning Rodri.
Okay, the answer
we're
to
talking
this
about
question-
Barcelona, Yaya Toure,
It's
Rodri,
Rodri,
Modric.
Modric,
De Bruyne.
not Bernardo Silva.
It is.
De Bruyne's legacy is outstanding. He's top 5 midfielders in the history of the
I
league.
can't not have Bernardo Silva in this team. I love him too much.
You can't
It's
take
my-
out
it's
Modric.
my 11, it's our
You're not-
11.
You're not taking out
Taking
Modric.
over.
I need to put Bernardo Silva in.
Can't
Okay,
put-
so it's Rodri, Modric, Bernardo Silva.
No, it's De
Yeah, that's
Bruyne.
my. That's,
What do you mean it's
but
yours?
I'm the
You're
ref.
meant to be the. No,
Bernardo Silva's in the
I've
team.
not put Bernardo Silva as
Okay,
nomination.
I'm not
on the
even
graphic,
considering
on the
us.
graphic, it goes Bernardo Silva
Slash
slash
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
No.
It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with
I'm not having Bernardo Silva.
Chelsea. De Bruyne has to get in.
Up front. Oh, this is where you could come good.
Kane.
Kane's in.
Son's there.
Kane doesn't get in ahead of Aguero.
Of course he does.
He does.
Of course he does.
Doesn't get in ahead of
Of course
Aguero.
he does.
Aguero.
And you argue. Just say another argument other than what Aguero's won the league 16
His
times.
goal to game ratio is exceptional.
No, it's
Iconic moments, the
Kane.
Aguero moments,
It's Kane.
and then he's actually his goals have contributed towards winning the league.
Do you
We're
know-
talking about.
Kane is a better
Buvey,
player.
I
than
don't
Aguero.
even care
He's
about
better-
Harry
he's
Kane
better
anymore.
to-
Kane scored more goals in the Premier League than Aguero, has he?
Of course he has.
Yeah.
It's only
If you
sure
wanna-
it's not. Only
If
sure
you
it's
want
not.
a Champions League final, you'd rather have Aguero running through 90th
Bad
minute
as
than Harry
example.
Kane.
I saw Aguero crying in the Champions
But
League.
Aguero scored cup final goals.
But I saw
Kane
him
never scored a
crying.
cup final goal for Spurs.
Kane's
It
better than
matters.
Aguero.
Kane
I
matters.
honestly believe that
Kane-
Kane is
Why
better
are we
than Aguero.
why are we debating footballers who have not won anything
Kane
at the
up
highest
front.
level?
Because
He's not won anything.
I'm not going to have that.
No, Kane is up front.
He went to Germany. Guess what? He's already bottled the league the league cup
He's gonna
over
win
there.
the league.
No,
He's
no.
going to be careful. He's going to beat you in the Champions
FA
League
Cup,
final at
yeah.
Wembley.
And he's already bottled the Community Shield in Germany.
Kane is up front. Who are your two supporting
You're
strikers?
being a wind-up now.
No, Kane is... I don't want to do Tottenham any favours, but Kane is amazing.
How many Spurs players have we got here? We've got Danny
You're doing
Rose.
quite well, mate. I think you're winning.
You slipped him
Cole
a fiver.
Walker, half
You
a
slipped him a
goal.
fiver a minute ago.
Right,
Who on the left?
who's your suggestion for the left?
The left. Oh. Well, it has to be Gareth Bale. And I always back Gareth Bale on these debates. It has to be Gareth Bale.
It is Gareth Bale.
So, and it's Son on the other side. It's a Tottenham hat-trick.
Don't be like this now. Be flexible now.
No,
Be
you're right,
flexible.
Gareth
So
Bale.
what are you doing?
On
Mahrez over the other side?
Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, even
No,
David
Bernardo
Silva.
Silva's in already. David Silva needs to be in this team, actually.
David Silva has to be.
We need to do 12. It's a 4... It's the Todd Bowley formation.
But so hang on a minute. We've got Bale. I'm
doing
fine.
4-3-3.
Do you know what? You can have him.
Bale,
Whoever it is, who's
Bale
on your
Kane,
right.
Mahrez.
Yeah, all right.
Bale, Kane, Mahrez.
I'm happy with that. I can't believe how many players we've got. Five
done
Spurs.
well.
Amazing.
You've done well.
Unreal. You helped.
Fair play. This has been great fun. And it's always fun to wind Buvey up. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Club. As always, it's brought to you by the wonderful people of Super 6. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we will see you all on the next video.